on today to share a real quick, fun, and new and exciting project, or at least exciting to me, project idea with you guys that I just learned about last week. So as you know, our transfers are reusable. They're usable with chalk paste and with ink, all available in my shop. They're reusable 10, 12 more times, depending on how we take care of it. But I showed it on a lot of different surfaces, but what I just learned this the other day, and I'm excited to try, and I have done a couple trial runs with some fails, so I'm learning the process, and I think I have it now, so I wanted to share it with you guys. But we can use our transfers, any of our transfers, to make stickers. So I do not own a Cricut. I've never purchased one. I always would research them and try to decide what was the best one to buy for what I might need, and I just never pulled the trigger on buying one. It was just such a big expense. I wanted to make sure it was the right thing. And then I came across Chalk Couture, and I realized I don't need a Cricut. I don't want to deal with all the weeding and all the stuff that goes along with it. So I've never owned any vinyl. So I went, that's what you use to make stickers. So I went to DT and DG. Neither one of them had any vinyl. So I ended up at Wally World because I don't own any. And you, of course, can get this at any craft store as well, right? A lot of you may already have a stash of vinyl that you haven't used or you're tired of dealing with, and you just wonder, what can I do with it? I don't know what I could do with it. So here's a new idea. I'm so excited because now you can turn any transfer that we have into a sticker. I would suggest that the transfer not be older, that it be one that still has a lot of adhesive to it. The more you use it, the less sticky it gets over time. And if you don't clean it well, the less sticky it gets. So I would suggest if you are trying to make stickers that you get one, you either use a transfer that hasn't been used at all and do it for your stickers first, or do one that has only been used a couple times and make sure it's really clean and sticky. Because you want a good, clear image when you go to do it. And what we have to use for these are ink. We use ink. So I want to show, I've got two of them as examples. This one I already have ready to go. So this is just a piece of vinyl. I got a multicolored pack. This is just a piece and I cut off some of it. So I took my transfer, this is brand new. I had not used this one before. It's from one of my summer mini packs. And I fuzzed it just a little bit because it is sticky, but I don't want it too sticky. But just fuzz it a little bit because you really want good contact. You want a nice crisp image. The ones that I did before, I used an older transfer and I didn't get as crisp an image. That's why I'm saying that. So that one's all ready to go. But I'll show you what I did with this one. So basically, this is another mini. The minis are going to work great for this. I've been looking for something to be able to put on tumblers, plastic or the coated tumblers that you can't heat set in the oven. And I was disappointed that I really didn't, I couldn't do anything on them. Now I can. Now I can add, I can make stickers to go on them. So I'm so excited. This has opened up a whole new world for me. So I'm sure I'm going to be doing a lot more of these. So I just fuzzed that a couple times because it's brand new. And then I'm adhering it to the vinyl, making sure I get really good contact. And then I'm just taking just because my paper's still curling because it's not been out of the pack very long, I am going to go ahead and trim around where I'm working just to work with a smaller area. And you are going to need to use ink, which is available in my shop. And I do have a variety of colors. Today, I'm just going to use the black and the silver. I don't know if you guys have seen that. We have shimmer silver because I think that's going to look awesome with the purple. So let's do this silver first because it's less messy. Make sure that you don't have any bumps, just like with any other project. Make sure you don't have any bumps or any fuzz underneath your transfer in your silkscreen area so that you have a good image. I see a piece of, I don't know, probably don't care. So I just pulled that off. Okay, so now we're ready to go. I also, we're going to use ink and then you have to heat set it. So I have my heat gun, not my air drying tool, but my heat drying tool because you have to make sure your ink is completely dry before you heat set it or else it will not set. And we want to make this so that it can be washed, right? You're going to be able to hand wash your tumblers and stuff. All right, so I'm just taking my shimmer silver directly out, using it just like I would any other project, just taking my squeegee and applying it directly to the transfer. It's just my surface is different. And I just can't even tell you how excited I am about this. Never dreamed that we could do this. So I couldn't wait to share it with you. And like I said, I did a little bit of trial and error because I had not done it before, and I made some mistakes so that I could learn from them and teach you guys. So any questions you have, shoot them at me, and if I don't know the answer, I'll be glad to find it out for you. That's what my purpose is here. I'm just putting that extra right back in because I can do that, right? Now our ink only comes in 3-ounce jars. We don't have those in single packets, so just keep that in mind. But you can do lots and lots of projects with these, and you guys know how much I enjoy doing my my inking projects. So got coverage, all clear. So now I'm just going to pull my transfer back just like I would any other. Now remember, this is ink. I have, watch your fingers, make sure you don't have any on your fingers before you go to touch your surface. It's a little different with the vinyl because it's kind of like with the glass. You can work with it a little bit if you need to clean it up or wipe off some, but try to get a hold of it. It is grabbing it really well. I could have probably fuzzed it a little bit better, but I just wanted to be sure I had a nice crisp image. So I'm just pulling my transfer back slowly so that I don't stretch it and I can reuse it. And then I'm just going to set that down over here, spray a little bit of water on it. I would say maybe fuzz it 3-4 times if it's a brand new transfer. So I'm going to set that aside while we work on the next one. There you go. See how cool that is? So that ink is wet. So I need to be careful. If I touch it right now, I'm going to smear it. So I'm going to let it sit here and dry a little bit in the air while I'm working on the next one. Paint in my hand. Oops. Ink. So I have my apron on because I'm working with the ink and especially with the black. I want to be messy. It's always messy. I'm always messy with the black. Okay, so I'm going to take this directly out of my jar. And you know, our ink is a little thinner. You always want to go in one direction with the ink, not both directions. And it doesn't take a whole lot, and you just want a nice thin layer. You want to get coverage, but you don't want it thick. So once I'm done, I always try to pull off any extra. And if I need to, I'll put it back in. This is so exciting, you guys. A whole new world's been opened up to me. Who thought you would get so excited about being able to make your own stickers? I'm just excited to be able to do anything on my own DIY. I just love it. So I'm just pulling off any extra, as you can see, making sure it's nice and thin. I'm going to put that back in the jar. And I don't care how many times I try and work with the black, I always get it. More places than what it needs to be. So, all right. Let's pull that one off. It says Go Wild. So I'm making these for a gift for a teenager. And she likes the outdoors, so this is going to be perfect. And my daughter does too, so I'm sure I'm going to be making stickers for her. And you know, it always seems like everybody takes their own water bottles to school or to the gym or hiking or, oh yeah, that's going to look great. Woohoo, excited. I am excited, y'all. And I've got my little, we're going to heat set this. That's what's going to make it permanent. That's why we have to dry it 100% before we heat set it. That's why I have my heat gun that I'm going to use, not my air dryer, my heat dryer. And that's just what I've used for embossing for years with the other craft projects. And I have my little mini iron, my little craft iron. I'm not going to use my heat press. You could use a heat press. If you are, you're going to do 300 degrees for 30 seconds because this is vinyl. And if you have any vinyl laying around, now you have some good plans for it. So like I said, this is my heat gun. I'm just going to dry these 100%. Otherwise, and you can see it's already picking up the heat because if it was on the whole sheet, it wouldn't be curling like that, I'm sure. But I want to make sure I dry it all the way so that my ink dries, and then we'll heat press it, and then it'll be ready to go on wherever I'm going to put it on, which I don't know where she is. I'm going to send it to her in her card. This is the perfect idea for using those minis. It's just one more way to use minis. And you know, I had all those back to school ones. Oh, I wish I'd known that then. I could have made so many cute stickers. And when I went, like I said, I've never owned a Cricut, so I haven't had to buy vinyl before. And when I went to pick this out, I could not believe the variety of it. There was so many colors and options, and I was like, oh. Now, as far as I know, you can do it on any type vinyl. I'll find out through trial and error probably. But just make sure this is all the way dry. And you could even do a couple of them at a time. You don't have to necessarily wash your transfer in between when you're inking. Sometimes you can get 2 or 3 times with the transfer when you're inking. But you could make several of them. And like I said, this is a heat gun. As you can see, it's a heat craft tool. Had it for years. Couldn't tell you where I got it. It was probably Michael's. I don't even know if Hobby Lobby existed when I bought this. I've had it for so many years. The shimmer is a little more difficult to tell whether it's dry, but I'm pretty sure it's dry. The black or any of the flat colors, they're usually shiny when they're wet, and then once they're dry, they look matte color. You know, you could also just set this aside and let it dry for 24 hours on its own if you were doing a whole sheet of them, and then you could heat press the whole sheet at once. And you could even, if you are a club member and you get the 8x10 or 8.5 by 11 or whatever size transfer they are, the B-size transfers that are bigger, or even a larger one, you could always just use a piece of it. Like, you know, we had one last summer that had a hummingbird on it. You could just pull the hummingbird off. You know, you could do just pieces of it, just parts of the transfer, put it down on vinyl, and just put the ink on the section you wanted to do. All right, I think that's dry. And now let me get my little heat pad, because last night I did a project to test it out and I forgot to do that. And now I have a permanent bubble in my plastic, this rubbery plastic, what do you call it? Like desk protector or whatever. Okay, so you're going to need, you know, something under it, in my case this, or if you're using your iron board or your kitchen counter, and you're going to want parchment paper. Because you want to protect your vinyl, obviously. All right, and this is just my little handheld craft iron, so I'm just going to kind of guesstimate. And I put it all the way on the hottest setting, no water in it, make sure there's no steam in it, and I'm just going to do it about 30 seconds, and I'm just going to keep moving it. And I'm just guesstimating 30 seconds also. This is just so exciting to me. And hopefully, you know, I'm not heat pressing the whole area, so this bottom part I could still reuse. Just trying to keep it up near the top where I've actually got my inked image. Almost there. For the one anyway. All right, I think that's about 30 seconds. And then we're going to go over here and do this one. Now, you can cut any shape. You know, you can cut your vinyl any shape you want after you've done your sticker. Just keeping track of the time. And voila. All right, turn that off. So I don't burn myself. Those little irons, I just got that at Wally World. You can probably get them anywhere. It's probably like a travel size iron. I just got it so I can keep it in my craft room. I'm just going to pull this back. Like I said, I tried to keep it up near the top so I can still reuse the rest of that vinyl. I don't want to waste it. But there you go. Look at that. So then you just take it's warm, of course. But you're just going to take your sticker So now it could be washed, hand washed, obviously. I mean, if you're putting stickers on something. So now I could just make this any kind of cool shape, you know. Stickers aren't always square, so I just make it fun. And if she wants to trim it more, she can. This is just a little fun addition to go in her birthday card. There you go. We got a sticker. We've got a sticker. Houston, we got a sticker. I am so psyched, y'all. Now this one I'll probably just round since we're working with. If you wanted to make it exact, then get you a cup or something and figure out how to make it round. Otherwise, just have fun with it. I am so excited that we have this option. Just one more cool way to use Chalk Couture products. Ta-da! How cute is that? There we go. Now I have cute little stickers going there. I can even do our initials. We have alphabets, we have numbers, we have all different stuff. But any transfer we have can now be made into a sticker, and I'm so excited, guys. All right, let me know if you tried. If you do, send me a picture. I would love to know. But we are all excited and all set. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you learned something fun and exciting and new, just like I did. I love sharing these ideas with you, and I'll check with you guys next time. Join me. Bye.